guys, at the moment we're at 250 subscribers. That's very impressive, seeing as it hasn't even been 3 months yet, and we're very close to being monetized. At the moment, we need 1,000 subscribers. We're at 250 already, and we need 4,000 watch time hours, and we're at 1,000, so we're a fourth of the way, which is a really big coincidence. I'd like to thank each and every one of you individually. I didn't expect this channel to grow so fast, if not grow at all. I really just make these videos because I enjoy them. And this is a team effort, if anything, because your support fuels me into making these videos, and you guys enjoy the videos. Which is another thing that fuels me into making them, as well as me enjoying making the videos themselves. I'd like to thank all of you guys for all of this. We're up next. I actually wanted to do a collab video with some other creators, but I'd like to wait until we hit 1,000 subscribers for that. So our fan base grows to the point where we could do it with other people without any issue. So let's start this what if off, okay? I don't want to make this too long or anything like that. Okay, let's start. We start off where we left off, with the Saiyans on the Frieza homeworld, covered in injuries. Everything around them is destroyed, including the ship that they arrived on, and most of the buildings, not allowing them access to healing tanks. Upon seeing all of this, they begin to panic at the moment, with Vegeta seeing as he's the only one conscious. Nappa and Raditz kind of burn themselves out, going past their limits while being heavily injured, and Goku taking that blast. He's on the ground, unconscious but alive for the moment. For a couple of hours, Vegeta searches the planet for anything intact until he finally finds a warehouse with a couple Saiyan pods inside of him. He's really lucky, seeing as majority of the pods have their life support systems intact, and they're more or less unscathed, with them just being a bit scratched up from the debris that fell down. Upon seeing this, he brings the Saiyans into their pods, with Nappa and Raditz able to shuffle over while heavily labored. Goku's not able to, seeing as he's almost dead. The blast that he received from Frieza managed to miss the majority of his major organs, but he's not in great shape. Upon all of them being seated into the ships, and before I continue, there's no healing takes on the planet, seeing as the majority of the structures were completely obliterated, especially with a fight with 4 Super Saiyans. It's bound to happen. Anyway, let's get back into it. The Saiyans make their way off of the Frieza homeworld and make their way toward Earth. This is going to be more difficult, seeing as it's going to take them 2 weeks to arrive back. The ship that they arrived on was modded by Bulma, making it much faster, which only took them around 5 days to arrive. While 2 weeks is a long time, it's not as long as it could be. So Vegeta's somewhat thankful for that. However, it's incredibly dangerous, seeing as just how bad of a condition that Goku's in and the other Saiyans are faring as well. And Vegeta himself isn't looking too great. Although he's able to use the majority of his limbs, he's still pretty banged up and running low on power. And he's pretty sure if he uses Super Saiyan again in the state that he is in right now, he'll collapse from exhaustion. So they make their way off of the planet and finally arrive on Earth, with Goku actually being conscious, but in a very subtle way, seeing as he can barely move himself, but he's able to open and close his eyes and speak faintly. Nappa and Raditz, they're able to move a bit more unlabored, but they're not in great shape, asked to speak. Vegeta is doing a bit better, with him able to release around 65% of his power at this point. The 2 weeks did a wonder for him healing. And with the humongous Zenkai boost that he's going to receive, it's kind of a win situation. Upon arriving on the planet, they make their way toward the Capsule Corporation, looking for Bulma, because they need medical aid for the Saiyans, Goku in particular. Upon arriving, they meet Dr. Briefs, who's acting a bit strange. Goku asks where Bulma is, and he tells him that she's probably at the Red Ribbon base, helping the scientists. And Vegeta and others make their way to that base, ignoring Dr. Brief's actions, because they don't have much time for this. Upon arriving there, Vegeta demands to speak to Bulma, when the staff say they don't know where she is, and then he demands to speak to Commander Red, and he's told that Commander Red's on vacation, which takes him aback a bit, but he doesn't read into it too much. This is when an older man in a lab cloak, comes his way down the stairs. Vegeta asks who the man he is. The man tells him that he's the current person running the Red Ribbon Army while Commander Red is on quote unquote vacation. Vegeta's not getting a very good vibe from this man, but he brushes that off too, seeing as his comrades are more important than his little hunches. Upon asking for medical aid, the man denies Vegeta and the others. Vegeta gets mad. This is when one of the doors open and some individuals step out. A young man and a young woman. The woman with blonde hair and the man with dark black hair, and a larger man in the back with red hair. Vegeta's never seen them around. We know these individuals as the androids. Vegeta, in his desperation, continues ignoring the signs that something's amiss at this location, until one of the androids makes his moves. Android 17 and makes his move at Vegeta, punching him in the face and sending him back somewhat. This is all the confirmation that Vegeta needs that something's not right. He makes his way, attacking 17, who's actually able to keep up with Vegeta, even if he is in a weakened Super Saiyan state, which really surprises him. They continue their bout, with 18 just watching the two Saiyans, Nappa and Raditz. They know what's to come, and they power up and make their way toward Android 18. They're actually at a disadvantage. Although they are powerful in Super Saiyan, they're not at full power. They're injured, tired, and seeing as she is an android, she has unlimited stamina, so this isn't a fight that they can win. Android 16 just stands inside the background, with Goku on the ground because he was dropped by Nappa, realizing that he had to fight. He just watches as his friend, his comrades, these men who've been through countless near-death experiences with him, are losing. Vegeta realizes that at the moment they can't win, so they begin their retreat, with Nappa grabbing Goku after disengaging from their fights, and they make their way away from all of this. Upon seeing them escape, the androids quickly pursued, with Dr. Gero pursuing as well, seeing as he is an android still inside his timeline. They're being chased throughout the woods, and they make their way back to the pods. Vegeta realizes that you're gonna have to get off this planet until they can recoup and really think about what happened here. He knows that Dr. Gero won't let that happen. And if they're caught at this moment, it'll be the end of the race. So Vegeta, who's usually arrogant and selfish, picks Goku's life over his own. And with Nappa and Raditz holding the androids back for a moment, he sends Goku off. Dr. Gero tries to go after the pod, sending a blast after it, with Goku, with Vegeta making his way up, passing the blast and slapping it toward Dr. Gero. This is when Nappa, Raditz, and Vegeta make their final stand. Goku can see it, with him not able to do anything, crying, cursing his own weakness. As one by one, each of the Saiyans are killed. Nappa's the first to fall. He's older than other Saiyans and doesn't have as much vigor as the younger generation does. So he's killed first by one of Android 18's blast. Raditz is next. He has his neck broken by one of Android 17's kicks. Vegeta's the last one, fighting both Dr. Gero, 17 and 18, with 16 just watching. Vegeta holds his own for a good while. However, he's outgunned and outmatched, as well as outnumbered. And finally, Android 17 sends a blast to his chest, killing the Saiyan Prince. That's the end of this part. It's kind of messed up, seeing as all of the Saiyans are dead, for the moment at least. And I'm not going to have you infer about what happened. I'm going to tell you what happened right now. First off, Dr. Gero is actually still taking revenge for Android 16. I'm going to say that Goku actually, well, not Goku this time, Vegeta was actually the one that killed Dr. Gero's son. With him, if Goku was the one who actually killed his son inside this timeline, he wouldn't be able to get away. So I'm going to say that Vegeta was actually the one to kill him when they first encountered the Red Ribbon Army. And upon the time of them first arriving on Earth, it's been around 6 months or so. I haven't really been talking about Tien and Kami as much, seeing as they don't have much time to grow during the 6-month period. Recap again. Saiyans killed for revenge, seeing as Dr. Gero's son was killed during their first encounter with Vegeta and the rest of the Saiyans. Bulma's imprisoned inside the Red Ribbon base. She isn't dead because of her ability as a scientist. And the androids were actually built quicker, seeing as Bulma actually had a part in this. At first, Dr. Gero tricked her into thinking that they were for the betterment of the human race, protecting the planet from tyrants like Frieza and anything else that would come from outer space to try and kill them. Commander Red is dead because his and Dr. Gero's ideas didn't really align, because Commander Red wanted to be subservient to the Saiyans, while Dr. Gero wanted to betray them and get revenge for his son. So that's what happened. Like, subscribe. Goodbye, guys. Thank you for all the support. Yeah, thank you. I'm going to try and make my videos longer. Like, subscribe, everything like I said. Share with your friends. Goodbye.